What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of maintenance on a few cars in the shop. For one, we are going to be doing an oil change on the FRS, and then two, we're going to be doing an oil change and a few other little things on a Subaru Crosstrek we picked up just for some part runs and all that kind of stuff. But we put a brand new battery in it, and then we're going to be doing an oil change as well. So we have, this one's actually already up on the blocks. They actually both are. The oil is drained out of the Crosstrek. We're going to go ahead and focus on the FRS for now with my sweet little homemade lift ramps to get underneath there. I need to go pick up a set of actual low profile, lower car, basically ramps, but I really don't want to spend the money on them. So a couple pieces of scrap wood will do for now, but we're gonna go ahead and do those oil changes, so stay tuned for that. One fun thing to note is how similar and yet how different these two engines are between the two, the FRS, BRZ, and the Crosstrek engines. Both are the Subaru 2.0 engines, but they are very different from basic. That's about it. That's the only similarity they have. Besides being a boxer, full internals are built differently completely. One's kind of built for more of the performance aspect, as opposed to the other one is built for the economy, getting the higher or the highest basically miles per gallon you can get out of a four banger from Subaru. I'll admit, before I had the turbo, I was able to get probably close to 35, 40 miles per gallon on the highway. Right now, I basically sit at 23 to 20, maybe 25, 27 max, as opposed to this one where you're basically consistently getting that 30 plus miles per gallon. So that's just one fun thing to note while we're doing these oil changes. But now to the actual oil change. So first things first, you guys know you got to get it off the ground. The Crosstrek is going to be a lot easier to actually lift it up because any kind of standard ramp will work compared to the FRS or the BRZ models. This one is dropped 1 inch, but as you guys can see, I still need to have like a custom little, like a low profile lift ramp. So as I said, I probably will end up picking some of those up if I decide to keep the FRS, but for now, some blocks will work. From there, go underneath, go ahead and get a hold of your drain plug, drain out your oil in either car. Here's a little comparison. So with the turbo setup, my oil plug, this is all here. This is going to be a 14 millimeter head on this nut, and this was going to be a 17 millimeter. This is the FRS, this is the Crosstrek. So as you guys can see, they are the same thread pitch, so technically they can work in either engine, but this is the one for the FRS, that's one for the Crosstrek. I did go ahead and get new gaskets. I did not have any new crush gaskets, so I'm going to try out a copper gasket. I have never used a copper gasket, so we're going to see how that works. But, once you actually drain out all the oil, you're going to go ahead and reinstall your drain plug, and then we're going to go ahead and change the oil itself. So you'll have your oil filter here for the FRS, as well as pretty similar location for the Crosstrek itself. But the only difference with this one is that I have an oil cooler on the FRS. So that's the big difference between those two. So once you drain out all your oil, reinstall your drain plug, you're going to be good to go to fill everything back up. Again, that's very tight. All right, we'll get that in a second. Once you actually reinstall everything and fill it back up, now the FRS is going to be anywhere between 5 and 5.8 quarts. So we do have our Mobile 1 that we're going to be using on the Crosstrek, but we did pick up some Valvoline full synthetic, which is different than I usually use. I usually use Castrol Edge, but we decided to get something else to try today because this has it specifically for, where is it at? For turbos right there. So we're going to give this a shot. It was on sale, so we'll see how it works and see how I like it. Again, we're going to probably be doing an oil change here in the next few months anyways from, just wear and tear. So I don't really mind trying out something new. So we're going to go ahead and reattach the drain plugs now, and then we're going to go ahead and fill them up. So just stay tuned for that. So there you go. Now the FRS is complete. We did put the full 5 quarts in there. But before I do top it off, I am going to go ahead and get it off the ramps, get it back flat. So with 5 quarts in there, we shouldn't have any issues just to start it up, roll it back off, move the ramps, pull it back forward. So we're going to go ahead and do that now, and then we're going to go ahead and top her off with just a little bit more oil. So there you have it, guys, all said and done, real quick and easy for those who want to do your oil change at home. So now again, we did use the Valvoline 0W20. We did end up using 6 liters or 6 quarts, sorry. Mainly just because of the oil cooler and all that stuff. So we have oil going elsewhere. But as I said, for a stock FRS, we're looking at basically 5 to 5.8 quarts. And I am using, this was the filter that came with the kit. That's an STP extended life. That is the S2808XL. So it's a little bit bigger than a few of the regular ones. But that's it, guys. So the oil change is completed on the FRS. We're going to go ahead and let it start. And while we have it start and running just for a little bit so we can get the oil in all the places it needs to go, there again, we'll actually check the oil levels after that again, just to make sure the turbo has oil in it and all that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and start it, let it run. And while we do that, I'm going to go ahead and finish the Crosstrek. And now the Crosstrek is done as well. So we went ahead and put 5 quarts in it to start out with. We're basically coming up a little bit, quarter of the way up on the dip fix. We're going to go ahead and pull it off the ramps, and then we're going to go ahead and check our level from there. The FRS did run for just a few minutes while we did that oil change, so everything is a little bit warmed up. The oil's kind of where it needs to be, so everything is good over here as well. So we're going to go ahead and pull the Crosstrek off the ramps, and then we'll be done. There you go, guys. Both oil changes are completed. 30 minutes later, not a big deal at all. Again, we did 0W20 on both of them. We just did with the 0W20 Mobile 1 oil, full synthetic, but just something cheaper for the Crosstrek. And then they went ahead and put that Valvoline in the FRS. So both are completed. Again, guys, make sure you do have, I guess, a few things you guys need to have for your oil changes if you want to do them at home. Again, the lift blocks, for sure. Make sure you do have an oil filter wrench, because the one on the Crosstrek was pretty stuck. But we did get that off. But basically your oil filter wrench, your oil itself, and then an oil drain pan, and you're good to go. So very easy for anybody who wants to do these at home. The FRS was the biggest challenge just because it is so low to the ground. But once it's all said and done, it is good to go. As I said, guys, the Crosstrek took a little bit less oil compared to the FRS, mainly because of the oil cooler, even though they are kind of basically almost the same engine in both of them. So we're talking, you know, maybe another half quart more in the FRS compared to the Crosstrek. So not that too big of a deal. But for the Crosstrek itself, you guys are looking at basically right around 5.2, basically 5.5 quarts almost for the Crosstrek, and then more close to 6 quarts for a basically turbo setup with oil cooler, FRS, or BRZ. So that's about it, guys. Again, like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to do a lot more fun things. This is just a maintenance day, so thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Bye. Real quick, guys, before I end this video, if you guys are interested, I'm going to do a quick little turbo update on the FRS. As I said before, a couple weeks ago, I posted that video about a 10,000-mile update on the turbo with the FRS, and it's been running great. If you guys remember, all I did install was the oil cooler itself, but I did want to give an update about oil blow-by because I never did get around to actually install the oil catch cans. So, as you guys know, oil blow-by is just going to be blowing by the system, kind of going back into the air intake, and that's what kind of does with the oil catch cans. They kind of catch that oil before it actually gets sent back into the system. So I did want to take a look. If you guys can see, I am actually extremely clean on the intake side of my turbo. With a quick wipe, there is only a little bit of residue. Ignore some of this because this was, let me do another wipe. This is my towel from the oil change, so it's a little bit difficult to see. So this is a little bit clean area. So let's see what we can find in there itself. So there is a little bit of residue, but I mean, super, super minor. Basically, I think we're doing all right. I will plan on doing oil catch cans here if I do plan on keeping the car, but I did want to give you guys just that little chance to see what it actually looks like. Again, 10,000 miles without oil catch cans. I feel like I'm a decently lucky example, I guess I would say. I have heard people that collect, you know, a quart of oil in their oil catch can. So I'm not sure if I'm burning it elsewhere, but I guess the only thing it would tell will actually be adding oil catch cans to the system. So, but there you go, guys. There's a quick little update on the turbo. So again, like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. Comment what you guys want to see. I do plan, as I said, if I do keep the car, I will be adding the oil catch cans. But if you guys want to see anything else, or if you guys want any other updates or anything like that, please do let me know. Thanks, guys. Bye.